Hello and welcome to this tutorial on the RDS Analyst software. My name is Ian Fellows and today we're going to talk about computing variables. So I've loaded in some data from the faux data set, which you can get from example faux. And then I've also used just a simple thing here to create a new variable, two new variables that we're just going to use in our compute statements. So oftentimes when you're doing an analysis, you'll need to create combinations of your various variables. And the way that you can do that is through the data compute menu. Now, there's a lot of flexibility that you can have in creating your variables. The first thing that you can do is say, okay, so we're going to create a new variable that is variable 1, and we're going to say plus variable 2. So this is the sum operator. And we're going to create this new variable, and we're going to call it sum.var. Okay? And then when we click OK, this new variable is then created in our data set. We can do much more complex compute statements as well. We can take the log of a variable, or we can take the absolute value of a variable. So here's a bunch of functions that are commonly useful in creating our compute. And we can actually get some more info about each one of these by going into the help menu for this function. And what it does is it'll tell you, okay, the median computes the sample median, and it takes a couple of arguments. It can take that, then you can remove NA values if we want. And that allows us to get some idea about what each one of these does. So we're going to take the absolute value of that variable, and then we can maybe even square that. And then let's go ahead and add in var2. So the absolute value of var1 squared plus var2 will give us a new variable. But we, of course, need to enter in a variable name, and we'll call this comp.var. Click OK. And that variable has been added into our set. So creating these compute expressions can be difficult, and sometimes we make a mistake. For example, if we did something like this is not a valid compute statement. It needs to be a useful formula. And so if we click OK on that, or if we even enter in a variable here, bad.var, it will tell us that it's an invalid compute and that this compute expression needs to be edited. And we can do that by saying, okay, getting rid of that and saying, oh, actually what we wanted was wave times weights. And we can click OK. And then that works. So there's a lot of flexibility and complexity with building these compute expressions, but if you stick to sort of these basic operators, you can get a very flexible way of creating new variables from your existing variables.